politician. Rabbi Nachman says it right here, and this is a preface. First of all, today we are speaking about our preparations for Rosh HaShanah. We are now on Motzei, outgoing Rosh Chodesh of Elul. This is now the day, it's after sundown, so it's now the 2nd of Elul. We have another 28 days, exactly 4 weeks from tomorrow night is the evening of, the day after tomorrow. Wednesday this year, Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday are Rosh HaShanah. So Wednesday night, in other words, another 30 days is Rosh HaShanah. We have 30 days to prepare. This is the start, the first day of the 30 days of Tshuva. Okay, so what better preparation? Not going to wait until the last minute. We all know that, don't look around here, and almost all of our beloved sisters, they had a higher education, went to university and whatnot. And you know there's a big difference between doing your homework every night, all day of the semester, and when you do your homework every night, and you prepare every night, and you come take final exam, it's a cinch. And somebody that's been playing around all semester long, and tomorrow's final exams. So what do people do? They go looking for their no-dose and their super heavy coffee and stay up all night and try to cram. It doesn't do anything. Maybe it's safe for a test, but then 1 minute after a test you forget everything. There's no personal gain in it. The same thing with cram tshuva. Okay, beloved sisters, what happens when, right now they say real quick, on a fast answer, what did you do on the 24th day of Cheshvan? 24th day of Cheshvan. 24th day of Cheshvan. 24th day of Cheshvan. Wait a second. Was it a Shabbat? Was it a day during the week? Who can remember? Who can remember what we did on 24th day of Cheshvan? But it's a question that we have to answer when we get to the heavenly court on Rosh HaShanah. It's the Gemara and Tractate Rosh HaShanah explains it's just what the court case is going to be. Now, there is one of two ways to reach Rosh HaShanah. Okay? There's an easy way and there's a hard way. This is alluded to in the Gemara. If we open up the Gemara to Tractate Yuma, page 86, on the second side of the page, at the top of the page, Reish Lakish, by the way, Reish Lakish is one of history's greatest Balei Tshuva. You know about Reish Lakish? He was the learning partner of Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan is the father of the Yerushalmi Gemara. He's the first generation Amora. At the time, the three greatest minds in Jewish history were Rabbi Yochanan here in Eretz Yisrael, and was Rav in Sur in Babylonia. Rav also came from Eretz Yisrael, and Shmuel in Naharda. And so Rav and Shmuel, they're the basis of the Babylonian Talmud, and Rabbi Yochanan is the basis of the Yerushalmi Talmud, right here in Eretz Yisrael. For example, and this will be called our Emunah series here, the Land of Israel series. Why Emunah and the Land of Israel? What's the connection between Emunah and the Land of Israel? Yerushalmi Talmud tells us that Emunah is the Land of Israel. And the Gemara says, Seder Zerayim, the first tractate, the first of the 6 tractates of the Mishnah, or the sets of tractate, is called the order, the 6 orders of the Mishnah, is called the order of seeds, Zerayim. That's all the agricultural laws of Eretz Yisrael. You cannot find the order in the Babylonian Talmud. It's in the Mishnah, but it's not in the Gemara. The Gemara is an explanation of the Mishnah. But nobody dealt in agriculture in Babylonia. Agriculture is part of Eretz Yisrael. We're farmers here on our own land in Eretz Yisrael. Outside of Eretz Yisrael, we're exiled. Okay, so if you want to learn the agricultural laws about the 7th year, the sabbatical year, about Peah, leaving a portion of the field fallow, leaving a portion of the field for the poor people, Trumot and Masot, giving the tithe, can only learn it in the Yerushalmi Talmud, the Eretz Yisrael Talmud. And that's Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan's mind was sharpened by his learning partner. His learning partner was Reish Lakish, who was a Baal Tshuva. Reish Lakish was a gladiator. He was a gladiator. The Romans told me he fought lions. We learned hand-to-hand combat. Reish Lakish, from Reish Lakish. Reish Lakish was captured by the Ludim. The Ludim were like these big Watusi-side African tribe, and they're cannibals. And they're all 7.5 and 8 foot tall. And they're all tremendous, 300-400 pounds. and they had one custom. They were very religious about their religion, their cannibal religion. But they had one custom, that their captive was allowed his last wish. And they had to fulfill the last wish being a captive. A captive was a slave for 6 months. And then the last night, before his final 6 months is over, he gets whatever he wants. And then on the day of the 6-month anniversary of slavery, he gets slaughtered and cooked. And he gets eaten. This is their custom. Okay? The Gemara tells it. So it came out the last night, and they had captured this big tribe. And even a guy who was a warrior in a hand-to-hand combat and a gladiator, what can you do against the whole tribe full of these 8-foot giants? So they captured him somehow. And now he got his last wish. And what was his last wish? He said, I want to give every one of you, he told his captors, every one of you one punch. Well, this is their religion. They had to grant it. Doesn't matter, tasteful or not tasteful, everyone one punch. So they stood him up in line, this great big guy, and the first one, boom, right to the solar plexus, and he's dead. So one by one, and he killed them all, and that's how he left. And when he ran away from the Ludim, he was by the Jordan River, and the Gemara Tractate Baba Messiah tells us Reb Yochanan went to the Jordan River, used as a mikveh, okay, and he saw this athlete, or robber, whatever he was, and he jumped, he did a broad jump. It was in the Olympics today, he got the gold medal for broad jumping, Carl Thomas, Reish Lakish, and he jumped from one side of Jordan River to the other side of Jordan River. And Reb Yochanan said to him, he said, your power should go to Torah. He said to him in Aramaic, Chelcha doraisa. Your power should go to Torah. And he looked at Rabbi Yochanan, and the Gemara tells that Rabbi Yochanan was one of the most handsome men that ever lived. Okay, and then the Gemara explains Rabbi Yochanan's beauty, that he's like a Kiddush cup, a pure silver Kiddush cup, that you put a rose inside, and then expose it to the sun's light, and the reflection of the rose in the sunlight on the pure silver. This is how the Gemara expresses Rabbi Yochanan's beauty. It's handsome. So he says to, Rabbi Yochanan says to Reish Lakish, he says, Chelcha doraisa, your power should go to Torah. Well, he looked and he says, your beauty should go to women. He says, yeah, I'll make a deal with you. And he didn't get mixed up. Rabbi Yochanan didn't lose his cool. He says, if you learn Torah with your power, I'll let you marry my sister. He says, your sister is good looking as you are? He says, she's better looking. Made a deal. He says, I accept. So he says, come on. So now he tried to jump his way back over the Jordan River, and bloop, halfway in, kerplunk into the water. The Gemara says, how come he couldn't jump the way back? Because the Gemara says he took upon himself the yoke of Torah and this weighed him down. That as soon